Hello everybody, this is Shatuku here once again, and in this video, even though I prefer it to be more like of me kind of describing just like me having the usual setup, I'm just gonna have it like a black screen right now, just more the camera facing the darkness, and yeah, I guess let's just get started with the video. In this video, as you can see in the title, I'm gonna give you my thoughts about the Nintendo Switch, and then more precisely, the Nintendo Switch event that happened a few days ago. So with that, I guess let's just get started. So overall, I'd say I wasn't able to see the Switch present live, which I freaking kicking myself for. But I freaking fell asleep for whatever reason. But yeah, I just fell asleep through it, and at least from what I've seen of it, like I've seen seen a good chunk of it, but not all the way through. Just like okay, I've seen this much, and the rest I just kind of logged out of, and that's something I'll keep note right here, and I'll get back into the video. Overall, my first impressions, I got two opinions about what the whole presentation was. First opinion, as a Nintendo fan, like your average Nintendo fan, I think it was pretty good. They gave good information about the Joy-Cons, maybe a little too much, but like not saying that's necessarily bad, but they basically we got everybody Nintendo fans, they got the games, they got the more information about console and your release day, all that jazz. And as of that, I was like, okay, it's alright. But as a non-Nintendo fan, or someone being a little more critical, I thought it wasn't really that good. Bad even. Pretty terrible. I wouldn't say necessarily terrible, but I would say it was pretty bad. At least for me. Because, like I said, as a Nintendo fan, we got the announcement of, like, I'll make separate videos for each of these, like, games and stuff. But we got Super Mario Odyssey, which is freaking amazing in my eyes. It's like, I love it. Well, maybe for the whole city thing with the whole human stuff, like I said, I'll get onto that like in a separate video, but that was a little iffy. But other than that, Super Mario Odyssey looks freaking amazing, so excited for it. Like, it just seems like a new Mario game. Like, I enjoy 3D World and stuff, but to me, something like that, it kind of brings back the vibes of Galaxy, even though I never played it. I played Sunshine 64. But, just having something like that, like, Nintendo seems a little more ambitious into what they want to bring their IPs into. And I think that's pretty great. And then it's obviously Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is pretty good and stuff. You know, like we've been seeing this game for a few months now, so you know nothing too much to say, at least for me. Then we got freaking Splatoon 2, which is freaking awesome. Like I'm kind of glad that it is not a port. I was kind of expecting it to be a port, but I'm glad it isn't. To me, nor for a launch title or like at least near launch or something like that. They need a new game, a new Splatoon game or something like that. Just a new game overall to kind of kick it off. And looking at it, it looks pretty good with the trailer and stuff. Looks like with the whole, I believe her name was, shoot, I forgot her name. Mary, the squid sister with the gray hair. I don't know. Sorry, I can't forget their name sometimes. I believe her name is Mary. Looks like looks like a cutscene of her like looking to the distance or something. It looks like at least what I'm hoping, this explores more of the story and lore that was kind of dropped in within the first Splatoon game, but you know that's just me kind of hoping they'll kind of explore upon that. But yeah, we got like Mario, Zelda, Splatoon right there, and then you know another announcement of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is okay for me. From what I've seen, it's a full $60 game. It to me it's like, well, I already have Mario Kart for the Wii. I already got the DLC, and to me it's like, you know, obviously they're gonna announce a few more things here and there, but to me, as of right now, I don't really think it's really worth the full $60. Like, if you haven't bought the original version with all the DLC stuff, then this is totally worth it. This is like a dream deal. But if you already did get the original game with all the DLC, this is gonna be a little iffy because all they're really adding right here, I guess, a second item slot, which is pretty nice, I guess, but. Alright, quick cut right there. I don't know if you heard certain people right now, but yeah, like, what's it called? There's a few people passing by. But going back to my main subject I was going to, if you have bought the original game, all they're really adding is extra item slot, which is decent. It's okay. And then they're also adding, as far as we can tell, two more DLC characters or two more extra characters, which Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl, which is pretty nice. You know, the Inklings are there. It's fun. And then it's like battle mode. And as far as we can tell, with some interviews I saw, there will be no added new extra tracks. If that's the case, then for a past owner of this Mario Kart game to go to this game, it's gonna be a little hard. Like I said, maybe in the future add like DLC for this game and something like that, or not even DLC is gonna cut it. I think just they have to put like maybe a few more like from this new battle mode from like what's it called from this. They should also add like maybe another extra mode and just a few more tracks, like maybe a couple or two. To me, that's gonna be barely be enough to get the old players in you. Like I think eventually, yeah, all the old players, or not all of them, but a good majority of them, are gonna migrate to the Switch version. But to me, it's like it's not really that much of an enticer to automatically do the switch from the Wii U version to the Switch version, and that's at least for me. That's going with the mindset of a Nintendo fan. To me, it's like it's not that much of the greatest thing ever, but it's okay. And then there's the other game. What's it called? It looks like the two launch games, at least as far as I can tell, which is Arms, I believe. That's the first game. Basically, these like kind of like at least far as I can tell, a punch out ish game where you basically punch each other, but you're like across like the opposite sides of fields, and then you kind of like punch each other with long arms. It seems pretty fun. From what I think of it, it's like button activated. It's not motion control, which is kind of surprising, but from my seen, it's a $50 game, or is it $60? I don't know. I believe it's a $60 game. Like I said, even though they should cover a little more of it, I kind of feel like unless they announce a few more things about the game, like I don't know what they can add for it, but they need to really make it worth that $60 price tag. And then there's another game which is like basically other like Wii-ish, like Wii Sports-ish game, and actually this one looks pretty fun. At least from what I've seen, it's called 1-2 Switch. And from what I can see, or at least from like Amazon and stuff, it's gonna be a $50 game. And like your average like game of this sort, like a launch title, like show off the Joy Cons and stuff, see what you can do with it. Apparently, it's a mini game where you freaking what's it called, like squeezing the milk out of a cow udder. So that's something. I'm pretty sure that's gonna make a few people make a little uncomfortable. So yeah, that's the thing. And let's see. Oh yeah, and Xenoblade Chronicles, or at least when they're calling it Xenoblade 2. It looks like it's gonna be a sequel of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And now I'm freaking excited for that. Like, I only ever played Shulk and like Smash Bros and stuff, but from seeing with Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles X, looks like a freaking amazing series. And if I ever do get a Switch, well, I'm trying to get it like hopefully I want to try to get it this year, like in 2017. Like my dream would be at launch, but I kind of doubt it. But to me, like having a game like that, it's gonna be freaking amazing. They say it's gonna come out this year. Hopefully, it comes out this year. That would be a great like either summer or holiday title. Most likely a holiday title, but it's gonna be freaking amazing automatically. Yeah, like if it ever becomes bad, then I'll eat my words. But other than that, it's gonna be freaking amazing. And then I'm trying to really think of any other games they announced. They also announced Fire Emblem Warriors, which is pretty good. What's it called? I enjoyed what I played from Hyrule Warriors, and it looks pretty fun. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Fire Emblem fans, especially with Fire Emblem Fates that came out like last year, is really bringing a lot of sales. A pretty good game, and hopefully it's good. And most likely DLC along the way. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that as well. And let's see, I'm trying to really think of any other game they like announced or anything. And as far as I can remember, not really that much. That's all I can remember. So I guess that's all for the games. And then for like the actual console itself, I freaking called it. It's gonna be $300. To me, other people who were saying, "Oh, 250, 250." To me, that was just wishful thinking. In hell's way, is the Switch gonna be $250? No way. and that even hurt some people. Saying there's no way Nintendo could sell it for over $200. Like nobody gonna buy it and stuff. No. Shut up. Honestly, there's no way that the Switch was gonna be sold for not even 250. 250, it would be a freaking godsend. No, it's $300. I'm glad it's $300 because at least we have confidence that we'll have decent hardware in there. Even though I'm a little skeptical of that, having a $300, it makes me feel a little more confident in the console itself. 250 would have been $300. That's fine. So and then it's also gonna come out March 3rd, along with Breath of the Wild, along with the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild. That's all that jazz. And then we get more to the hardware specs itself. And this is going off at a few games from what I heard. Apparently, with the Breath of the Wild, the Wii U version is gonna run in 720p, 30 frames per second, while the Switch version on the TV it's gonna run at 900p at 30 frames per second, which is, oh boy. To me, the only excuse for that is this is early in the console's life. Yeah, pretty much before a launch title. But come on, you couldn't at least get 60 frames per second in there, or what's it called? At least 1080p. I don't even care about the freaking. To me, frame rate's a little more important than actual pixel quality. Like if it's 900p, all right, at least get 60 frames per second. But no, you can't even get 60 frames. Especially with a game like Zelda Breath of the Wild. I guess it wouldn't be that much of a problem. But to me, having a full silky smooth 60 frames per second, obviously there's more smoother frame rates than that. But having a good decent frame rate like that, to me, at least for me, the experience seems a little untapped. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And that has me a little worried about the Switch hardware itself. Okay, it's basically the hardware is within the actual tablet, like tablet piece of the console itself, because that basically is the console. That's something I gotta keep in mind. But even then, if you want to bring in third-party developers and the overall, it's been proven time and time again, hardware does matter to an extent, but sales, matter a little more when you're trying to get third-party support. But even then, I'm trying to think, would the Switch have enough horsepower to run all these third-party games that all these third-party developers want to make? And with the way, at least with some of these games, the way they run, I'm not too sure of that. It's having me a little worried. So even though, like I said, $300 making me a little more confident with the hardware, it also has me a little more incompetent because just seeing how these games are running right now and what games Nintendo officially confirmed about Breath of the Wild, running in that frame rate and stuff. They officially confirmed that. I guess go check out Game Explain's video. They have the source. They confirmed it. Just having that right there, I'm a little skeptical. I don't know. I know the screen of the actual console itself, when it's undocked, is 720p, which is it's expected. And yeah, it just has me a little worried. And speaking of the screen itself, apparently it's a capacitive screen, which means it's multi-touch. It'd be like your regular smartphone screen where it won't have fully touch it with one finger or with one stencil stuff. You can touch it with multiple fingers, which is I guess pretty good. The problem with that is this pretty much gonna be the first Nintendo console with a touchscreen while it's stencil, which is not that much of a problem with me, but it's with all people who like the stylus and stuff, it's not gonna be that great. I don't know, it's just I think some people, at least for me, I like having the little stylus right there, drawing and stuff, and just using the touchscreen. Having a finger, it's not impossible to use, but just I don't know, it's gonna be a little weird. Using a Nintendo console without a stylus like that. Yeah, it's gonna be quite something. And then going with the whole hardware wise with the Joy-Cons and everything. They're saying it has HD rumble, which seems pretty decent, but just I'll get onto this a little more later on, but technology in there, I don't know if it's fully necessary, but it is pretty interesting. The HD rumble does have me really interested. And then you also have this has some light beacon. I don't know what it's in the front of the Joy-Cons itself. It would detect rock, paper, scissors and all that, which is pretty cool, I guess. I don't know how they're going to implement that to the gameplay of any games, but let's just wait and see. And then thinking about what else with the Joy Cons. Apparently, from what I heard with some of the press, and they're saying like touching like the control pads, the little control pad they kind of had to replace the D-pad. It's not that great of a replacement. Apparently, it's like not as great as a D-pad, which is a little disappointing for me. But I guess the way you want to have the Joy Cons is like you be able to like hold it side by side as a Wii remote or something like that. A little disappointed, but what are you gonna do? It's just the way the console is designed. And then also they also announced like a slow strap, which is nothing too surprising for me. It's like a Wii-ish remote. It's obviously gonna have a strap, but the way like they have it connected to the sides, and then you be able to connect the sides to the Switch console itself, it's pretty neat. I like the way they design it like that. And apparently they have them in different colors, the little straps and the Joy Cons themselves. And the colors, I think they're pretty nice. Yeah, the red and blue colors. Hopefully they come out with more stuff later on. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty enjoying what they have there aesthetically. So other than that, pretty good. The dock, just a regular dock. Just put the dock there, play the games. And overall, hardware wise, like I said, a little worried, but I'll keep my hopes up. And actually, that reminds me, and one thing I'm pretty disappointed in Nintendo for doing, like I kind of explained this in my predictions video. Nintendo games, at least from what I can see, like I guess other than Smash Bros and stuff like that, they're overall pretty like smaller games than your average like other game like for the Xbox One or PS4. But that's no excuse for them having a 32 GB hard drive in there. Like I know it's hard, especially with how much technology that's in the freaking Switch itself. To me, they could have at least maybe at least 64 GB. That could have been decent. But no, they have 32 GB of memory in there. I don't know how that long it's gonna last. Apparently, it uses micro SD cards, which I freaking like. I have no problem with micro SD cards. It's just like I prefer the bigger, larger SD cards. At least just for me. Like the micro SD cards, like I use it for my new Nintendo 3DS. I have a 32 GB for it. Nothing that bad, but I don't know. The way just how small they are, it's a little more frustrating for me to keep track of them. So I prefer to have a regular sized one. But that's what they use for it. And like yeah, just having like I said, most Nintendo games, at least from what I've seen, like Smash Bros and stuff, they're about 20ish gigabytes, which will pretty much eat up like a good chunk of the memory if Smash does ever come to Switch. Most likely it will. For most like people who usually download the games, this console is gonna be a freaking nightmare for them. Like they're gonna have to download, like they're gonna have to buy freaking. I don't know if the Switch is gonna have the like memory SD card limit like the 3DS. Apparently, 3DS has like 64 GB or 32 GB like SD card limit. Like what SD card you'll actually accept. I don't know. The Switch is gonna have something like that. Hopefully, it'll take like a 128 GB. To me, you have a 128 GB SD card in there. I think it'll be safe to say you'll be good for a good 2-3 years. I don't know. That's my estimate. Just like thinking about the size of Nintendo games. And then it also leads to another problem with the third-party developers. Like, unless they find some way to scale down these games to be like kind of smaller sizes. Like, in the freaking my brother, he has an Xbox One. Like, he has like it's 1 TB. He has Grand Theft Auto 5 and like Madden or something like that. It already took up a quite bit of a chunk of his memory space in there. And like I said, most third-party games, at least from what I've seen with Nintendo consoles, they seem to be scaled down a little. But if they really want these big third-party developers like Square Enix and then all that, like I don't know, like they barely got Xenoblade Chronicles X on the freaking one disc of the Wii U. They could barely get it in one disc. I don't know if they could fit everything with like one little cartridge, or hell, if you're trying to download the game to your Nintendo Switch, I don't even know if that 32 GB. If you're saving those 32 GB for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I'm not too sure if it even be enough. So that's what has me worried. Now has me worried for other games. Like a lot of people are saying, oh, like it'll be nice to have Final Fantasy like 15 or Final Fantasy 7 remake to be on there, which would be nice. Just I don't know if Nintendo Switch with the 32 GB or even any expansion will be big enough for something like that. But yeah, that's just something that has me lingering right there. But that's pretty much all I have to say about the whole presentation. As a Nintendo fan, I thought it was pretty decent. It was nice. But as a non-Nintendo fan, and also thinking critically of it, to me, it wasn't that great. They should have gave a little more information. Hardware-wise, Nintendo Switch overall, I'm excited for it. Even though all these things, I'm a little worried about it. I'm still excited for it. It's a home console, handheld hybrid. Technically, do that with any 3DS or DS like that. You could take it on the go, play it at home. That's what I do. But this is gonna have the full console experience anywhere you go. And that's what I'm excited for. And like I said, my dream would be to buy it or to get it at launch. I doubt that's gonna happen, but I want to try to I'm making my goal to get at least this year. And with that, like I said, presentation could have been a lot better. I feel like it showed a little more information. At least from what I've seen, the good chunk of it I saw, it got a little boring here and there. Just to show off some of the stuff. And yeah. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention, how the Joy-Cons looks like they have NFC readers, which is really good. I'm so glad they're going to have that there. With Amiibos and stuff, hopefully they have more Amiibo compatibility in the future. I guess we just have to wait and see about that. And I guess, yeah, this has been my opinions on the presentation. What you guys think of it? Just random. Like I said, I'm excited for the Switch. The presentation was okay. Don't know how it's gonna work with third-party developers, and actually forgot to mention this, the whole new online paid service, which I'll make a whole separate video about. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much my whole opinions about it, and hopefully I see you guys soon. See ya.